hey, we're the Saiyan sit down, and we're trying to do this before Matt gets here. Take 2, Saiyan sit down, waiting to do this before Matt gets here. We're on episode 260 of the Fusion Saga, and you were right.
He's not even out in 5 minutes.
5 minutes into the episode, he screams and he's free.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's the easy. What's even the point? Like, this is where Toriyama sucks as a writer. I'm sorry. He makes a problem and then instantly finds a solution.
But he's selling more
What's
manga.
the point of a problem if the solution's that easy?
Cool idea of how he breaks out, like with screaming.
Okay, but then they just copy him. That's even the one. That's a bad writer at that point. I'm like, hey, you want to know how they get out?
Yeah.
They do the same thing. Oh wow! What? Like wow? Look again?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But there is a cool like minute in between where he's unleashed on the tower and they're trapped inside, and Krillin charges.
I said yes.
Pretty badass.
This is why people like Krillin is that he basically tells everyone to get the hell out of there, and he'll distract them as long as he can, because he should have just been like, everyone out, and done like the, what do you call it, solar flare,
Yeah.
and then could have and then said destructo disc, and just above every amount of energy, just keep throwing destructo disc at Boo. It would have beat him, but it would have been. But once again, this is also Toriyama at this time. He had to make Boo look so but Super would have at least allowed Krillin to have a moment of strength of like, I'm gonna blind him and I'm gonna hit him with everything I have, which is destructo disc.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, so this is when Gotenks wishes somebody was around, but he has to get out of there, so he goes Super Saiyan 3, totally destroys the reputation of the form.
Yeah, why not?
This is like when the kid did a 1080 after Tony Hawk. There was like a 7-year-old who beat the 900, and it's like, yeah, technically you went Super Saiyan 3, but like, does it count?
I just don't care for these characters, and then Super they don't improve that much. I hope one day we get like real characters, but they're basically just like children. That's just the whole thing. It's like, haha, we're kids, is it funny we're powerful?
Again, the only saving grace of this is the environments they fight in. Because
Yeah,
I love
sure.
getting it. They start in the hyperbolic time chamber. The fight now proceeds onto the lookout and then goes onto like a city. So there's like 3 parts of the same battle. Like they're separated with these events happening, but there aren't many fights that change environments that many times. That is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Should we go into so episode 261?
Let's do it.
The fight continues on the lookout. So what did you think about that?
So
stage 2 of the fight.
So now we're on the fight, and it's the lookout, which is cool because like, we've obviously, this has been the hangout for the gang since basically the Saiyan Saga, but obviously Goku trained up here. There's a lot of like, I mean, the lookout is a very much, like, that's a safe place. It's even safer than Roshi's Island, honestly. Like, they do go to Roshi's Island as well sometimes, but really the lookout is just so far from everything, and it feels so safe because Korn's tower's below them, and then it goes all the way up until you got this other place. And even Dende, who's not, that's what's kind of weird about Daima, is that they would put up a fight to defend themselves. But whatever, Daima's a different show, written by different people. Super Saiyan 3 Goten 2 can kind of match Boo, but also, I'm gonna be honest, Boo is kind of overwhelming, even Super Saiyan 3 Goten.
In the beginning, this is how Toriyama writes fights, I think. Like in the beginning, he's obviously overwhelmed, and then by the end of the fight, it seems like he's winning. So it's weird.
But you have him like wrapping around him, and like, he's like, I can't breathe, and like, you know, like.
He cuts him in half.
Yeah, he does.
That's a big thing, but yeah, Boo is overpowering him for sure.
Boo is overpowering him parts of this fight, and it's like, it's kind of interesting because like, did Boo power up? Because you're like, was it Goten Super Saiyan like at even with him for a while, and now he's at Super Saiyan? Guys, not Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan 3, which was, as we know, that was Goku who could definitely take toe-to-toe against, like, you saw how, like, Vegeta could barely keep up with Boo, but then Goku was, like, literally, he was not breaking a sweat against Boo. So, Goten's at this stage should be almost more powerful, you would think, because it's 2 Saiyans and, like, whatever, like, fusion rules.
I will say the Kamikaze Ghost attack keeps working. He does it again, leaves Boo disfigured in the same way.
Help me.
Yeah. But then he gets blasted in the face. Boo does his volleyball attack. Puts him in a volleyball.
Yeah.
It's kind of fighting.
I remember from the Budokai 3, always using it, just because that was the like normal super attack or whatever, so it is every time, it's like, you just, because then also, it's the same thing in the new video game, those attacks are so cheap because they're anime, so the minute you do it, your opponent can't do anything, they're just trapped in an animation where they're getting hit by you.
And it's just weird in the same way that Boo's weird, so I don't know. But
it's a weird attack. And now let's go to the last episode.
So to your point, by 262, it seems like they're a little more evenly matched. Gotenks actually has the upper hand.
Okay.
And now they've subtly moved from the lookout now because they've destroyed the lookout with that volleyball attack or whatever. Now they're fighting in a city. Yeah. And Gotenks is pretty close to finishing with the Super Saiyan 3 Kamehameha. It looks like
that's what he thinks.
And then he powers down to base form.
Yep.
But it seemed like he would have won if not for that, right? So it's like a Deus Ex Machina thing, I guess.
And then they unfuse. Oh no, who can save them? Cut to Gohan. Here you go. Bye everyone. I'm leaving. Gohan's Gohan. Don't they make him a gi? That's his father's, right? Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah.
it is?
They
Like,
do
it's-
that one, and then old Kai's like, "Oh, it was ready 5 or 10 minutes ago." Ha ha ha. And then he powers up. It is cool though. As Gohan powers up, it's the first time you get his Gohan approaches theme, which is one of my favorite, probably one of the last really good musical pieces that I think is in the series. And that's gonna be that's Gotenks' savior. But
And that's where the series should have ended. And then there was another arc.
Yeah.
Like, once again, I love how we have two. Let's just talk, guys. I don't care if this is spoilers. Isn't it insane? We have two fake outs where Gohan is like the savior, and then Toriyama's like, Goku. Like, literally just like, no matter what, Gohan is just the
Well,
most
at
powerful being.
the
Twice.
Gotenks one,
Twice.
the whole time this Gotenks fight is happening, you know the fusion's gonna wear up.
Yeah.
You know Gohan's
Yeah.
training. You know,
Yeah.
like there's like you
Could
don't
you-
really think this is final, but when Gohan gets there, it could be final.
Yeah, it could be the.
I am curious, like, what do you guys think? No one's watching this,
Yeah.
but if there was someone, there's two hypotheticals. If you were watching this, would
Yeah.
you have thought that Gotenks was gonna finish Boo with that Kamehameha?
Yeah.
Or was that just like it doesn't matter anyway? It was written in a way where it looks like Gotenks could have won if not for the fusion.